This is Justin on Monday, September 26th, 2022. Looking at the daily here. So we had a slight gap down and looked like we may continue with the buying that we had on Friday. And we did actually continue to move on up a bit. We had opened up with a 3-minute hammer and continued up, kind of retested back into this higher purple line. Chopped pretty sideways, but we were setting up with some really nice bear candles closing above the 10, and another really nice hammer here, another hammer here, and actually we had some inverted hammers here as well. So I was in this looking for just a pop that we got, but right before it happened, I was in the 3750 call and expiring that expired today, and I got stopped out at 1.75 here. So I was in at 275 and stopped down at 175, thinking, okay, we've got some nice support here. We shouldn't get below 2. Sure enough, we just wicked down and then it ran. It's like, okay, totally missed that one. So yeah, that wasn't fun. At least I wasn't the actual low. I got some slippage, so I got stopped out at 1.7, and then there was a low of 1.65. So I wasn't the low today, but pretty close. Later, I got a little bit of that back with the 3700 call. I think late in the day. At some point, I'm trying to remember when. I don't have my notes in front of me of when. I have what, but I don't have when. But all I did was just scalp a little something from 1.5 to 2. There's something, I think it was before this dip, or it may have been right after. I'm not sure, but I got in at 1.5 somewhere in here. Same kind of thing, thinking, okay, there's some good support at 1. It shouldn't get down to 0.5, which it ultimately did, and stayed down there. But I just scalped. I was looking for a nice little move here. So this was somewhere like from maybe. These are on 1. So I was around here looking for this to pop, thinking that this was some sort of like a triple bottom sort of thing. It ended up turning into a little bit more of a bigger pattern. At least what I was seeing. This looked like kind of a shoulder, a funky head, and then another shoulder here. And so all of this would be like a neckline, but then it didn't really get going. It just kind of rolled back down. This was pretty wild watching this right at the close. The options were doing. And then way back here, we had this really amazing bull candle closing below the 10 that triggered this candle, retested this candle, rolled back down, retested again over here. So many opportunities to get into this bearish. After this quick pop, going sideways here, rolling back, trying to get back up above the 10 just didn't work. So there were some really nice opportunities to trade that, and especially through the option was just going sideways. This is the 3650. So when that candle, let me zoom back out so we can look at them together. So when this candle came in, that would have been this candle here. The range in this candle was 0.75. This candle triggered it. So, don't just buy when it breaks out above this candle. Get in on a pullback, get in on something that's a little bit inside of that candle. So if the high is 330 and the low is 235, maybe aim for 275 or 250. Then the next candle came all the way down to 240. So both of those would have filled, and then it bounced with this, so you got a little bit of a push higher while this dropped, and then it retested, and then it came right back out down to 275. So there were a lot of opportunities, even to buy at 3. A stop down at 2, that all that would have worked, and just hold on for the ride. It just continued on. If you only trailed your stop, if you didn't have a target set, or if you had your target like the high of the day from the morning, even that price ended up getting filled. So let's say you got in at 3, somewhere over here, like you missed all the best entries, which, I mean, for the option, you could have still gotten over here for the same price, like let's just say 3. And then a move all the way down here where it got right back into the open price around 13, right? Let's see. Yeah, 13 would have filled multiple candles here. That was holding through all this. It did end up rolling back down. There were folks hoping that with the hammer here, we're going to hold this level, we're going to bounce, and we did something very similar to what we've done before, where we consolidate, throw in another bull candle, and then break down below it. And it wasn't until we got down here. So what's really interesting is we had like 4 3-minute candles that were really sideways here, and then we reversed. Very similar here. 4 sideways candles, and then we reversed. Reversed right back into this level, kind of some consolidation here. So this is kind of like a retest of that. Roll down, actually put in a new low on the day here, and then pushed a little bit lower. You could have even been buying like this same hammerish candle here and here with the 3650, or going with something that's a little further out of the money for a better risk or a better range on the candle. But even both of these came back to about the same price in here, around probably 556. That would have been viable. It didn't really go off of a level, didn't really bounce off the purple line. This one did, but this one didn't. And then this purple line we were pretty much ignoring. So that was this line that I drew in. It's kind of like that price break from Friday, and then we just continued right on through that, and then just trying to see like, okay, can we have a bit of a channel, like a downtrending channel? Do these lines work? And sure enough, it does. So it gives me a little bit of framework. You're welcome to grab the values from it. There you go. You can pause and put it on your chart. And here's the other one. Do the same thing. Pause and put on your chart. I mean, and here, this one, if we get back going up, it's on these, and I have the extended hours turned off because there aren't really extended hours on SPX. So you can grab those values, you can grab those levels and put them on your chart the same way and see if that works. But it's just kind of the angle that I found things working. We closed, or we put in a low right at the end of the day, right on the lower one. So they're doing something. It's interesting to see if the price actually interacts with them. I think we bounced off that pretty cleanly here. We were compressing through this one, didn't really work through here or here or here. But I guess we just kind of traded around the upper one here again. So, and then I had my eye on this one. It's like, could we somehow rally? Could we get a bit of an S curve here and just push? Nope, that didn't happen today. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bear candles in a row. Seems like a lot. Also doesn't seem like enough, because I mean, we're right here at this previous low from back in June. We could just sit here for the rest of September, which is only 4 more days. We could push lower, and people are thinking the sky is falling, and then have a huge, Santa Claus rally starting in October. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. But there was some strength, or continued strength, from the close of Friday into this morning, and then it was all pretty much just a rollover. So great opportunities, both bullish and bearish. And then let me show you this right at the close, because this was pretty phenomenal to watch this. So that was the 675, I think. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. No, this one we got down to 1.14. So it was the 3680. I don't know which option it was that I saw. So this one got down to 0.5 and then jumped up and ran up to about 5 here. So you could have done a 10x on this on the call. That was possible. And then, and again, just with like an absolute value, sort of, or absolute zero sort of trade. And this one, okay, it wasn't the 3670, it was 36, or it wasn't 3675, maybe it was 3670. Came all the way down, almost the same level below one at least. So this one came down to 0.79, 0.6 right here. So you could have been buying this at 1, and then it sunk right here and just skyrocketed into the money. So the 3670 has to close with value, with however much it's in the money. So all right, alarm. There we go. So it was just amazing to see this. It's like, okay, yeah, you can just throw a gamble trade out there and know that you're risking a full R for minutes, and maybe it'll have that kind of move. After this sideways action, it's like, okay, maybe it's not going to go. either direction, because sometimes these will just chop into the close. And I have not studied SPX enough to tell you, oh yeah, most of the time it goes this way or most that way. It's nope, don't know. I mean, even this, we were rallying and then we went sideways into the close and then had a little bitty pop. So, but those kinds of things, you know, if that is what you want to do, just trade the last 15 minutes, last 10 minutes, and just pick a direction and have a probability of, you know, which option and which price you're going to pay and then how far you're going to hold it. I mean, go figure it out. And if you do, like, message me because that's really cool, because I'd like to know how you do that and what your plan is, because there's so many different ways to trade the market and make money. And I'm just trying to show you how the SPX and its options move, and see what we can learn and see what we can do to make money. So hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.